All right, my name's Paul, and I'm fixating on copyrights. Copyright law has always been something that's, well, maybe not always, but has been something very interesting to me. I think some of the things that are happening in social media, Twitter, have some interesting implications just because of the way United States copyright law works. So earlier this year, there was a big fracas about Facebook. People were pissed because Facebook changed their terms of service, and all of a sudden they were claiming a lot more rights than they had initially. And the users rebelled, Facebook caved. And this was on CNN News. And to me, that was really bizarre because copyright is usually not something that's CNN newsworthy. So copyright in Twitter. Are tweets copyrighted? This is basically what I'm trying to get at through this whole thing. Copyright protection in America is very easy to get. And Mark Cuban asked the question on his blog, are tweets copyrighted? And the reason I thought that was very interesting, because the answer is clearly yes, sometimes. Lawyers always hedging their answers. But ESPN quoted his tweets because he had basically said some nasty things about refs, and the NBA fined him. He was pissed. Maybe he was thinking about suing, I don't know. But at any rate, tweets can be copyrighted. Even at 140 characters, you can say something that is original enough. Facebook status updates, blogs, probably even comments on blogs. It seems rather antisocial. This is a whole, contrary to the whole point of social media, is why would you want to lock something down? But the point is you can, and you don't even have to try to. It's something you get by default. And it's clearly something Twitter has considered, because in their own terms of service, they say, what's yours is yours, implying that there is something out there that is a legal right that they've at least considered. But I'm guessing that most of the people who are tweeting, commenting on people's blogs, aren't considering it. But the fact of the matter is, everyone's a publisher now. All these types of things give people the right and the ability to write all kinds of things, and the way they're doing it brings it under the domain of copyright law. So here's some things. Copyright, you don't need to actually say copyright 2009, blah, 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 or register with the copyright. As soon as you write it down, you get copyright protection. I only have 5 minutes today. Those are good things to have if you really want to make money from what you write, but nevertheless, moving on. So what is required? The only two things you need is to have an original work of authorship and fixed intangible medium of expression. Granted, those are kind of legal terms. I'll explain exactly what that means. Original means not facts. It just has to be minimally different. It doesn't have to be interesting, creative, useful, or any of those things. It just has to be slightly different. So within 140 characters, there's probably enough room sometimes to say something minimally different. So fixed. Here's the part where I think things are actually changing. Fixed means it just has to be captured long enough someone can read it, someone can copy it, send it on to someone else. And paper and pencil, film, compact disc, any of those things. Sorry about the clip art, I just had to do it. But so conversations, things that you would normally do around the water cooler, they're now fixed under the law. So people talking normally would not be fixed, would not be under copyright law. If you do it online, you're writing it down on some memory, some server, some hard disk, somewhere it's being fixed. So therefore, by default, it's under copyright law. And the assumption is that it's copyrighted. Whether or not you do anything to say it's mine, it just is. So, some people would say maybe they've heard about this. What about fair use? Again, I only have 5 minutes, but I'll just say the problem with fair use is it's very subjective. The law just gives you some factors to consider. And if you're just going to retweet or copy what someone else says, you really don't know for certain, at least not for 100% certain, if you are within fair use. So, you get copyright by default. It's infringement implied. So what does that mean? We're going to send bloggers to jail, or there'd be big fines? But if there's a silver lining, and I think there is that because you have copyright, you can make a few demands. You can ask Facebook or whoever, take it down, change your terms. You can use something like Creative Commons, where you don't have to get money for what you write. Maybe you just want to say, use whatever you want, just don't use it for money or for something else, whatever your demands are. So what? Be nice, give attribution. And the real question here is, why do you want to use social media? You're not really going to sell copies, you want to start conversations. So my suggestion, if I have any suggestion at all, is give it away. Just give it away. Make it explicit. Just say, look, like this slideshow, not that anyone cares, but if you wanted to, use it. And most of the stuff is that you're going to write on Twitter, you just want to give it away. You just want to talk to people. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.